Yo, you guys, this is Blacklist of the Abyss, and this is my review for Infinite Stratos, Season 2, Episode 3. Now, this episode's kind of just a fun episode, but then they end up throwing some plot at you at the end there, but I'll get to that in a second. First, the episode starts off with Ichigo brushing his teeth, and Tatanashi. She's thirsty. Tatanashi is thirsty. And she's trying to get Ichigo to give her a massage. She's asking for it. But Ichigo, he just does not want to deliver. He's gotten himself holed up in the bathroom, holding the door down, like, no, don't stay away from me. He even says that he even goes as far as to say, and I quote, "As a man, it's not a good idea for me to massage that body." I don't know what I'm gonna do with this kid. He's got the exact opposite idea. Tatanashi is literally willing to break the door down just so that she can get him to put his hands on her. And he still won't do it. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this kid. Ichigo, man. What? Let me just stop talking about that. After that scene, the opening comes on. After that, we go to the cafe that his class is having. Ichigo, he's dressed up in the butler outfit. He's walking all the girls in. He's taking their orders and waiting on them. And Rin comes in. She kind of just skips the line, goes all the way to the front, and that's what it looks like. But she goes in and she orders this one set in the menu, and it's one where she has to feed Ichigo. To be honest, I don't really care that much for the scene. Rin is my least favorite of the girls. I really just don't care that much about her at all. She's tied with Cecilia for the least amount of development with Ichigo. And when she does get it, it's like, I'm just not interested because I don't like Rin. She gives all Rins a bad name. Like, even Rin from Naruto looks good compared to her. Like, I mean, I just don't like her at all. I mean, with her, it's like, it's assault first, feeling second. Like, isn't she supposed to like Ichigo? None of the girls assault Ichigo as much as Rin does. Char rarely ever lifts a finger against Ichigo. She's the nicest one of the bunch. Cecilia doesn't really assault him that much either, to be honest. Hoki and Laura, Laura used to be in the military. She's used to being violent, and now she's trying to change herself to being cuter, which she is. Like, if you saw episode 1 this season, then you know Laura can be pretty cute at times. But she's trying to change, so she's attacking Ichigo much less. And Hoki was kind of the same as Laura. In the beginning, she didn't really care for him she did, but she was kind of annoyed at herself for having those feelings, and then once other girls started to come along, she's like, alright. Sometimes what happens is that, kind of think about Magi for a second, okay? Morgiana, she's just satisfied with the way things are. Then another girl comes along, and then she realizes, maybe I should actually do something about this. Morgiana's about to come to realization. She hasn't really come to it. She's... Forget Magi. This is Infinite Stratos. The point is that Hoki's kind of similar to Laura in the fact that she's trying to go from up here to, cute. She's trying to go from violent, annoyed at Ichigo type of character to cute character. But Rin. The very moment she transferred in, she was trying to get with Ichigo. She was trying to, like, steal the title of childhood friend away from Hoki and everything. But with her, it's like assault first, feeling second. When I'm talking about Rin for way too long. Just ignore that. I didn't care for the scene at all. After that, there's this lady, Reiko Makigani. She comes in, she tries to sell Ichigo some IS parts for Byakushiki. He's not interested, but she keeps trying. This girl, Takatsuki, shows up and saves Ichigo. He takes a break. Cecilia goes with him to the brass band club's whatever, I guess, exhibition or whatever. Cecilia tries to get an indirect kiss with Ichigo. She waits way too long. No real point to that scene. Nothing was accomplished. You can't even really say there was any development there. I mean, it was okay, I guess. I mean, kind of like a filler scene. I don't remember if that happened in the light novels or not. It probably did, but still, kind of a waste of a scene. Nothing was really accomplished. But so far, this episode isn't really going too well, in my opinion. But it gets better, it does. Tatsunashi shows up. She pulls Ichigo out of the cafe, forces him to participate in the student council play. And pretty much what it is that all these girls are trying to get Ichigo's crown, because she tells them, it's the main girls in the harem, she tells them that whoever gets the crown from Ichigo will be able to take her spot and in Ichigo's room and actually become his roommate. Which, to be honest, Hoki doesn't really deserve the spot since she had it in the first place and gave it up, but she's in it too. The first person that we're introduced to is Rin. She, of course, obviously, she attacks first. Why can't she be like Char? Char never even once thought of attacking Ichigo. She went up to him and asked him nicely, "Can I have the crown?" Why couldn't Rin do that? She attacks first. It's attack first, feeling second. That's why I don't like Rin. She's trying to kill Ichigo with these kunai knives and the sword. They're freaking putting dents and like sticking into pillars and everything. Tatsunashi's like, "Oh, don't worry, it's soft material, but no, it's not. It's safe. It's safe enough to crack his skull in half." These girls are trying to kill Ichigo. Then Cecilia comes in trying to snipe the crown off, which is a stupid plan. You hit the crown off. What are you gonna do then? You're all the way over there. Rin's just gonna walk up and pick the crown up as soon as you knock it off. One of the few times Cecilia is legitimately violent with Ichigo. I mean, this was just stupid. Like, her plan didn't make any sense. But Char comes in finally, and she saves Ichigo from those two, and asks him nicely for the crown. He's like, "Okay, sure," but Tatsunashi isn't gonna have that, so she electrocutes Ichigo whenever he takes the crown off. Rin and Cecilia catch up to Ichigo and Char. They start shooting at them. So Ichigo pulls Char close to him and starts blocking the bullets and kunai with that shield thing. And then Rin and Cecilia get angry that he's close to her. So their reaction is to shoot and fire kunai even more, which is just gonna make it so that he's holding onto Char even longer. So again, their strategy, it just doesn't make any sense. These two girls, there's a reason why they're the two worst girls in the harem. Anyway, there's a little bit of comedy there when Char falls on top of Ichigo and he's underneath her dress, but Char falls on top of Ichigo, he's underneath her dress. He ends up running away when Rin and Cecilia start firing again. Then he meets up with Hoki. or no, Laura first. Laura fights him for a little bit, but then these cannons go off and Ichigo saves Laura. There's a cute scene of her just watching him walk away. After that, he runs into Hoki. They climb up this ladder, and she asks him. She takes a page out of Char's book. She just asks him for the crown. But then Tatsunashi says, nope, it's not going to be that easy. She has this boulder start coming down and chasing after them. They manage to get away. Then Laura comes in again, starts fighting against Hoki. Then they end up cutting each other's clothes. Hoki gets mad because Ichigo saw her with her clothes cut. Then she attacks him. Hoki, I don't even know what to think about her. I mean, she's like Rin in the sense that she just attacks Ichigo. But at least she with Hoki, it's feelings first, attacking second. So it's a little bit better. There are times when I really like Hoki, and there are times when I just don't. Hoki is there's a scene with Hoki in season 1. It's one of the few scenes where I actually agree with Ichigo getting beaten up. When she asks him out, and he's like, oh sure, yeah, I mean we're only going shopping, right? And she kicks him in the stomach so hard his feet leave the ground. That was deserved. That was funny. So with Hoki, I kind of have mixed feelings. I keep going back and forth between liking and disliking her. But Laura ends up protecting Ichigo from Hoki. And there's this explosion or something, and one of the castle tower things starts falling down. And according to Tatsunashi, she's going to let all the girls in the crowd participate as well. So all these girls start coming after Ichigo. He's running away, and he gets saved by Reiko Makigami. He's like, oh, or Makigami-san, oh, well, thanks. And she's like, I'm here to take Byakushiki. And he's like, wait, what? She kicks him. She kicks him so hard, he hits one of those lockers and puts a dent in it. Ichigo activates Byakushiki. Then those two get ready to fight. She has these like IS parts, they're like spider legs. They're IS parts, they just grow out of her back. She had them there already, but they grow out of her clothes, like extend and stuff like that. And they get ready to fight. And that's how the episode ends. In the preview, you can see M. She shows up. So you automatically know the episode's gonna be good because M is in it. But I'm looking forward to next week. This episode, I give it a 7 out of 10. There are some disappointing parts, but there are also some comedic parts. Some nice moments with Char and Laura. Hoki was good for the majority of the time. Rin and Cecilia, the end was good too, though, just because of, shock value. They just throw the plot at you at the end. But, yeah, that's it. This episode's a 7 out of 10. It was a cool episode. Next week should be pretty good. And, that's it. Rate, comment, subscribe. And I'll see you guys later.